Hi, Leigh.
Hey, Tash, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
That is good. Welcome back. It's been really wonderful having you in the Digitox Restore 6-week program as an amazing single mum with your two gorgeous girls. And how old are they?
Charlie and Scarlett are 11 and 9.
That's right. And what inspired you to join the Digitox Restore program with your girls?
Well, I've always had a fairly, I thought I had a fairly tight hold on their device use, but I find that the girls don't have a lot of control over it themselves. And we'd come out of school holidays and they had pretty much had free reign on their devices. And I found it was increasingly harder to get them to not be on them for whatever reason. So I thought the program would be a great way for me to get some tools moving forward, just to be able to try and manage the girls without their devices, and also my own life, because I rely heavily on them being contactable when I'm not here, if I'm getting home late from work or having to leave early for work. So the program I thought was a nice way to get some tools and some ideas on how I can manage these devices in the long term, because they're not going away. So
That's true.
work out how I'm going to work. Yeah.
And how did you go through the course with managing, staying in contact with the girls? Were you able to maintain that? And did the girls at any stage throughout the course feel like they were cut off socially? How did they go through the course, and how did you go through the course still functioning in your daily
Yeah.
life?
Well, it was interesting because that was the biggest thing for me, was how, I need them to be contactable. It's not safe for them to be at home alone without mum being able to ring, or them being able to ring mum if they need something. But we put a landline in, believe it or not. It's the funniest thing. Like, this is how we grew up, right? And it didn't even occur to me that that would be the most logical thing to do, but there was already a landline connected for the internet. So I just plugged in an old school phone, and that was how we were able to communicate when mum wasn't here without the devices. So I'm currently still using that now that we're off the program, and it's fantastic, because prior to the program, the girls were not allowed their devices throughout the week.
Oh,
I'll just get rid of that call. Are you still there? Sorry,
yeah,
I just had to get rid of the phone
no
call.
problem.
They weren't allowed to use them during the week, but get them on the weekends, and then we would time the use. But that was, a bit loose sometimes. So when my work demands more of me, I was allowing them to have these devices throughout the week, and it just turned into a free-for-all. They weren't using the devices for communication. They were just basically watching ridiculous YouTube videos constantly, and they really didn't have control over it. So the biggest thing that came out from me for the girls, well, the most prominent comment from my eldest, Charlie, she said, "Mum, I don't think I want my device back. I really do think I use it too much." So it brought that to her attention when we removed them, even though it felt like this was going to be a big deal and we've got to, put these phones away. And it wasn't. It was not a big deal. It was just like ripping off a Band-Aid, and they actually went really well without them. So I'm really proud of the girls. I think it brought a greater awareness to them on just actually how much they do use their devices. Just excuse me for 1 sec. Sorry, Tash, I'll keep talking. I'm just going to close this door because I've got some noise going on outside, which I think might affect your recording.
That's okay.
Yes. So, look, I would highly recommend this type of program for most parents, because it gives you a chance to sort of network with other parents on what they're doing in regards to their strategies around device use. Because, as I said before, they're not going away. They're a part of their lives, and we just have to make sure that it's not affecting them detrimentally, that they're actually getting benefit out of using them, and a bit of play as well. But it doesn't become the prominent feature in their day-to-day lives.
That's right. So
did I answer your question then, Tash? I'm not
you
sure
did.
If I answered your question.
It was fantastic. You answered quite a few, and it's really great to hear how you went with it. And I'm really happy to hear that after the program, that it sounds like not only you as a mum feel like you've got more control in the house over internet use, but that the girls do as well at such a young age. That's what I think is great. So we don't have to keep policing our children. It takes away that stress. Did you find, of having to constantly police them, and they recognise it themselves? They know themselves. It's fantastic.
They recognise it themselves. They certainly had that self-awareness around it. I will say, however, they still do not have control. They unless I'm saying to them, okay, now it's time to put away their devices, they would just continue to use them. But the beauty of the program is that now when I do say it's time to put them away, it's not as hard for them to do so. They
Right.
might go, oh, mum, all right, put it away. Whereas before it would be a big fight and a big argument and a big why, you know, because they're right engrossed in whatever they're watching and you're trying to remove it from them and they don't want it to go. But now since the program, they're less dependent is what I guess is the thing to say. They still don't have control. They'll still sit there for hours on end if you let them.
Yeah.
But giving them up is easier.
Oh, good. So there's less defense. And I think at that age as well, we do still need to be, you know, we are still in control and, you know, monitoring what they're doing when they're younger as well. So it sounds like it's easier for you with the defensiveness and, yeah. Fantastically. That's really good. It was so good to have you on the program. Is there anything else that you noticed in the kids that you would like to express or in your home life now after the program, or if the program was easy enough for you or supportive enough for you?
Yeah, it was supportive. It was very easy. Although work sometimes got in the way of the Zoom calls. I tried my best to get onto those. But because you have the backup emails as well, you've always got that, materials for the course. So you know where we're up to. The one thing I will say that I found the big change in the girls was far more creative play. They were forced to actually use their brains to do something rather than just picking up a screen. So when the screen was no longer an option, they did play more together outside. They did use the trampoline. They did use their bikes. They did go and visit friends within the community in the street more than they would have before. Great. So I think that's the me is that there was more connection for them socially, but then more connection within the family. Like just between the three of us, we communicated more and there was less sort of zoning out, and they do become quite detached and almost attached to the devices. And I think we broke that. I can see it escalating if I don't keep on top of it back to a point where we may have been before. But now I have the tools to say, rightio, we're going to go on another detox, and the girls will go, oh, mum, but then they'll enjoy it. I mean, last time. So, yeah, I'd highly recommend it to anyone with kids. I mean, it's even just interesting as an adult, even if you're just, didn't have children, just for yourself to realise how much device time you actually do spend.
Yeah.
The big challenge for me was I can't be without a device for work. I've obviously a computer, a work phone, but I did delete socials for the 3 weeks, and I that was really refreshing as well, just to not be scrolling on Insta or Facebook for no reason, and finding you lose 20 minutes of your life, never get back. So that was a nice break for me also.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So you felt the change yourself. That's fantastic. Really good. Well, thank you so much, Leigh. That's so good. It was lovely to have you on the course, and you know that you're always welcome for support to come back into the forum. If you feel you need to have more support with staying in control and you and the kids being empowered, in the digital age. So we're always there for you.
Thank you, Tash. I really appreciate it. It was definitely worthwhile.
Thank you so much, Leigh.
Pleasure.